I've actually discussed stains on clothes with my therapist. I'm not joking.
Ooh, wow. Wow. I'm like, I have boy problems. You have stains. Like, that's amazing.
It sounds absurd, but it's like so much goes into, just being a human. And I was like telling her, I can't deal with these stains. And she's like, is this something you can let go? I tell myself this. I have to let this go.
Hello, Tiffany.
Hello, Kat. How are you?
I was gonna say better than last week, but the thing is, we're recording both of these episodes the same day, so we're still sick.
It's like, yeah, it's always hard. It's like awkward. Do we pretend like The Bachelor that a week has passed when it's only been 4 minutes? Yeah,
It's been 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still sick, so our voices are still going to be interesting.
Episode 7 is gonna be off the chain for
health.
Yeah, but welcome to Greening Up My Act.
Yes, welcome. This is the podcast where two marketing writers take you through green product marketing and debunk anything that's full of green hooey.
Green hooey.
We like to call out these products that are really just using fluff words that mean legitimately nothing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, our goal is to find eco-friendly, sustainable practices and products for your home that are legitimately eco-friendly and sustainable, work like they're supposed to.
They're easy.
And they're cost efficient.
Yes, they don't cost $45 for a bottle of detergent.
Or, I'm sorry, we keep shitting all over essential oils, but a $45 2-ounce bottle of essential oils, right? Like,
don't do it.
Oh, I did. Okay. I because I'm sick, I will say I did put some peppermint oil and lemongrass in my bath the other night.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
It smelled nice.
Did it help?
I don't know.
It's hard to say. Yeah, I actually peppermint oil. One of my friends, when I was had morning sickness, one of my friends recommended using it to stave off nausea. Just like literally keeping a bottle and smelling it.
Ooh, did it work?
It did kind of work. It helped.
It like distracts you.
Yeah, I think it was probably psychosomatic, but
yeah, still. I mean, I know peppermint, like menthol is really good. It actually, I've been eating like menthol cough drops, and they really do like clear your nose up.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So like there's something, I mean, peppermint is known to relax the muscles in your esophagus. So like peppermint tea does do things to you.
That stuff's great.
Yeah. I don't know if it, in my bath, if it did much.
Yeah. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about bleach and ways to get stains out of clothes. So we're going to be exploring green bleach and sun bleaching, which is a really exciting free method of bleach. And it's honestly the coolest thing ever. So I was going to say this is really good timing, and it would actually probably always be good timing talking about how to get stains out and bleach and whatnot, because they are a big part of my day having a toddler. I've actually discussed stains on clothes with my therapist. I'm not joking.
Ooh, wow. Wow. I'm like, I have boy problems. You have stains. Like, that's amazing.
It sounds absurd, but it's like so much goes into, just being a human. And I was like telling her, I can't deal with these stains. And she's like, is this something you can let go? I tell myself this. I have to let this go. It's okay if she has an avocado stain, because God, avocados, nobody tells you, but they are so messy. They stain like crazy.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yes, I didn't know that. But yeah, she has avocado all over every piece of her clothing pretty much.
Oh.
But hey, she likes avocado, so I can't complain, I guess.
You know what? Yeah, she's going to be a really good hippie when she grows up. Just get green colored clothes and call it a day.
Oh my God, genius. Why didn't I think of that? She's just all green.
Why didn't your therapist think of that? I think you shouldn't pay her as much. Just kidding.
Yeah, so isn't that wild that I brought that up in therapy?
No.
Is what it
makes
is.
sense.
Yeah. So before we dive into it, to dive into our green bleach investigation, I want to cite my sources. So we looked at chemicalsafetyfacts.org and the EPA for some information about chlorine bleach.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll hear about dioxins later and how they're like produced by the manufacturing of chlorine bleach and like industrial use of chlorine bleach. And they're not great. So I used EPA, I used ACS.org. Now I'm realizing I don't know what that stands for. ACS.org.
Don't you love we have our computers right in front of us?
Right.
American Chemical Society, probably.
That's what I thought, but why won't it tell me? Yes, you're correct. All right, can we cut that dumb part?
Yeah, we'll see. Go, Steven, cut it.
All right. So yeah, the American Chemical Society. That was dioxins. Also NIH on dioxins. And then I got into, I used the Environmental Working Group, which rates different household products based on their eco-friendliness and health factors. And so I looked into bleach with them. Oh, and the Guardian also had a really useful article about chlorine bleach.
Ooh, okay.
So then I looked into oxygen bleach using the Spruce livesimply.me, I guess. She has a homemade OxyClean laundry booster.
Ooh.
And then when I got into sun bleaching, I used apartment therapy and oldandinteresting.com.
Oh, I wish that was my URL.
I know, right? It's so great.
I'm old and interesting.
That was just your writer website, old and interesting.
People are like, I don't get it.
I think it's more like a history website, but I think it could work very well. You should buy their URL from them.
Yeah, it's mine now. Move over.
Right. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. Let's start with chlorine bleach.
Okay. So for the record, I use it in my shower.
Your shower, like to clean your shower?
Yeah, because I get mildew and it's the only thing that gets rid of the little green spots.
All right. You're going to find out if that's okay.
Okay. Sometimes I'm like, is this cancer?
I think you're okay, but
okay.
We're going to we'll talk through it. Yeah, because I use chlorine bleach on my sheets just because I love the way it smells.
Oh, really?
I do. Like a freshly bleached sheet. That's so hard to say.
Really?
Is so nice for me. It just feels so clean.
Okay, clean. I got because the smell of bleach is like the one thing I just cannot.
Yeah, the smell of straight up bleach is horrible, but when it's diluted in your sheets, it's just like a subtle and it just smells like fresh and clean.
I'm imagining like what a hotel smells like when they have an indoor pool.
Well, it's not that bad.
You know that
you're not like
smell?
swimming in your bed. No, it's subtle. I love it. So it's hard for me. This is a hard episode.
Oh.
But chlorine bleach was a little tough to research actually because it seems like it's either loved or hated. And it's like a lot of places give very little behind the scenes details of why it's bad or why it's okay.
Uh-huh.
For example, chemicalsafetyfacts.org lists out like why it's so good because, oh, guess what? It kills cholera and typhoid in water.
Wow.
That's not bad. No. That's a good thing, right?
There's a reason. Yeah, we do that in swimming pools. Yeah.
Yes. And then a lot of people just say like, oh, it's bad for the environment, sort of blanket statement, but they don't specify why. So it's very hard. It was really hard for me to figure out like, okay, why?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then the EPA says the hazards associated with sodium and calcium hypochlorite, which are in chlorine bleach, are relatively small.
Oh.
This was an old ass document though that I found from the EPA, so I don't know. We'll link it. You can look at it, but it seemed like, it was just hard for me to be like, is this current?
Yeah.
So a little bit about chlorine bleach. From chemicalsafetyfacts.org, chlorine bleach is formed by mixing water with chlorine-based compound sodium hypochlorite.
Okay.
And all of that jumble of words seems to break down in water to become chloride ions.
Okay. Chemistry lesson. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm trying.
My favorite.
Yeah. But organochlorine chemicals, which is the chemical family that bleach is part of, can be harmful when you make it, so to produce it, and then when used in other production processes, like when you're bleaching paper.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, like it seems like big industrial processes that use chlorine bleach are proven to be not great for the environment.
Okay. I mean, I've heard that. That's why you don't want bleached tampons and you don't want bleached paper and you don't want, yeah.
Yes, or even bleached flour. I find that kind of
Yeah.
weird, but
I know. This obsession with things being pearly white, you know?
exactly. My sheets, for example.
Tip sheets.
Well, they're not because I have a dog, but whatever. Okay. So, according to the American Chemical Society, the reason that it's harmful during the industrial process is that the addition of chlorine to an organic rich waste stream, which basically just means like a stream outside,
Mhm.
like a
Mhm.
normal river or whatever, leads to the formation of hazardous byproducts such as dioxins.
Oh, okay. What's a dioxin?
Yeah, so let me tell you.
Like, it sounds like a bad guy from the Ninja Turtles, but I don't know.
I wish, because then it wouldn't be real, but no, dioxins are they're persistent organic pollutants, or POPs, but not the fun kind.
Not the fun pops.
And they are highly toxic. They are ubiquitous. These are quote unquote, like a quote, ubiquitous in the Great Lakes.
Oh.
And they come into contact with humans. So we eat them. We basically, if we eat fish, or the EPA says we ingest them through lots of kinds of meat or fatty tissue.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, oh, sorry, I didn't quote this, but there's a journal, Chemosphere, study published in the journal Chemosphere that said that dioxins are ubiquitous in the Great Lakes. And then the EPA is saying, like, actually a lot of meats, you're ingesting them, these dioxins. So the idea of getting these toxins to zero is impractical because they are permanent.
Wow. Wait, so, and what do they do to you?
God dang, I don't know.
I'm just gonna Google what do
Yeah,
dioxins
please
do to the
do.
body right
Because
now.
I'm
Okay.
not sure. So
reproductive and developmental problems, damage the immune system, interfere with hormones, and cause cancer. This article is from the WHO.
okay.
And they say, due to the omnipresence of dioxins, all people have background exposure, which is not expected to affect human health. They don't know.
Okay. So see, that's where it's confusing. And again, these dioxins seem like, all the research that I found, they seem like they come from industrial processes, not your home. So
Right.
this is the complicated thing.
Okay.
So they're not going to go away. Whether or not they're going to harm us is unclear.
Right.
They're not like good for the environment, I'm assuming.
No, because if it can cause reproductive issues in us
Yes,
and cancer, I mean, the fish
exactly.
and the bunnies and the squirrels are all in trouble too.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I was saying. Like, it's unclear if your household bleach matters very much. But according to The Guardian, by buying it, you're helping to prop up the whole organochlorine industry.
Oh.
And
Oh,
I
no.
kind of feel like I have trouble with that. Because yes, but it's really hard to say that like my one bottle of bleach is going to prop up the entire industry.
Right. I mean, that's the issue. That's, again, it's a thing that we come back to all the time, is trying to make the individual effort for, like, recycling Coke bottles takes the effort off of Coke to do more sustainable practices, right? They're the huge company with the corporation with all the money. They should, Clorox should be doing things to make the environment sustainable.
Exactly.
And but then again, boycotting on a large amount can have an effect. So there is, individuals and groups can make an effect. But yeah, that really, putting it down to your buying a bottle of Clorox does not
That's not going to
give
solve the
you,
problem.
it doesn't give you the moral obligation that it gives to the company to make cleaner processes.
Especially, yeah, it's really hard because it's like, I do believe in individual choices because I think it should be both.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when the harm is only coming from propping up the industry as a whole, it's like, I don't know. I just find like I'm not totally convinced.
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't think that's enough to convince me right now.
Yeah. My one bottle I buy every 2 years.
Yeah, because I don't buy it very often.
Yeah.
I don't really use it that much because I'm afraid to stain the shit out of my like.
Yeah, right. You're gonna have
bleach all my
black
clothes.
polka dot shirts.
Exactly. And you're right. Like it is most effective at killing And we'll get into this, but it's most effective at sanitizing. So that's the hard thing. However, okay, on the other hand, the EWG, so the Environmental Working Group that rates all of these products, rates Clorox bleach an F.
Okay.
So they say it's rated an F because of acute aquatic toxicity, concerns for developmental, endocrine, reproductive effects, like you mentioned, cancer, lack of biodegradation, and more. So my confusion, I still don't have the answer, is like some people say, oh, chlorine bleach just breaks down into water. It just breaks down, goes away. But then the EWG are saying that it doesn't biodegrade. And I don't know if that's because of the dioxins or what, but
Interesting. Well, isn't our water chlorinated on some level?
oh, totally. My apartment that we had before we bought this house, it tasted like a drinking pool. A drinking pool.
Yeah.
A
Pool water.
swimming pool.
Also a drinking pool.
You know, the pools you go like an oasis. No, but it tasted like a swimming pool and it smelled like it too. And 100% if you have city water. I was just talking to, we had our water guy come out the other day and he was saying like, yes, absolutely use bleach to kill, like I said, typhoid.
Right.
Which
cholera,
like all these things that aren't really around anymore in part because the water's safe. So yeah, it's hard, right? So, and then none of the, I've talked about safer choice labels from, which is the EPA labels products that are safer, quote unquote. And chlorine bleach doesn't, no chlorine bleach has one, but then oxygen bleach, which is green bleach, does. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Ooh, so Dish, what is this green bleach of which you speak?
Well, okay, real quick. Another reason you might not want regular bleach in your house is that if you mix it with ammonia, which I never use ammonia. I feel like that was my grandmother's cleaning tool, but I'm sure there are good uses for it. I don't know.
Windex? Yeah.
Is that in Windex?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So that never mix your Clorox with your Windex.
Oh boy.
Do not.
I had no idea that had ammonia in it.
Yeah, I always
good to know. No, but that's what I was going to say. Like, don't mix the two. But then I'm over here like, oh, Windex that, bleach that.
No, put a day between them. I always put a day between them.
Okay, that's really helpful. And hopefully our listeners are helped by that too. Okay, so, if you don't want to think about that, then maybe just avoid it. And the cost of chlorine bleach is much cheaper. Let me make sure I'm right about that. Yes. Okay. It's about half the price. That the ones that I looked up were about half the price. So it costs, the one I found at Target is $4.19 for a 43-ounce bottle, or $1.67 per pound. I'm using pounds just to make my life easier so I can compare it to oxygen bleach.
Got it. Okay.
So now on to oxygen bleach. All it is, which isn't really helpful because it's chemistry again, but sodium percarbonate, which is a mixture of hydrogen peroxide and washing soda when you break it down. So chemically, hydrogen peroxide and washing soda are what oxygen bleach are.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? And instead of using whatever the hell chlorine bleach does to get stains out, it uses oxygen bubbles.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? So that's why it's called oxygen bleach.
Huh.
Yeah. And most oxygen bleaches are rated well by the Environmental Working Group, except for one by OxyClean, but that's more of a health concern for the colors and the additives that were used.
Oh, yeah. Just why does everything have to be blue?
I don't know. But it's funny because I was like, is OxyClean, because that's the one I know. I was like, is that legit? But it turns out it's actually, for the most part, pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I found that kind of interesting. So according to the Spruce, which I love the Spruce, but they tell you how to use oxygen bleach, and you have to soak the fabric usually to get stains out because oxygen bleach works more slowly.
Okay.
So it's not going to be your like powerful stain. Yes. Yeah. So you're going to have to do a little bit more work for it to actually get stains out. Okay. And the other big thing is that, like I mentioned, the Spruce says that green bleach doesn't disinfect bacteria or viruses.
Oh.
Even though some of them claim to.
Oh.
So some of them say on their packaging that they do, but I kind of believe the Spruce that they don't. But I Honestly, I'm just using the spruce as
a guidepost here. Yeah.
as my source. So if you have a sickness, you'll either want to use a laundry sanitizer or chlorine bleach.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't looked into laundry sanitizers, but I am considering getting one. I don't know anything about them, but so I feel like that's important to know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because like it's not like you're going to spray down your podcasting microphone and
Yeah,
destroy whatever it is we've been passing back and forth through the airwaves here.
exactly.
I'm just kidding, everyone. We know germs don't work that way.
Right.
Sorry.
Or the other option, which is free, you can sun bleach it, and that is
Ooh.
sanitizer. We'll get into that.
I want to know about that.
I know.
Okay.
We'll get into it at the end. Hold your horses. Just kidding. So there's a homemade version of oxygen bleach. This comes from livesimply.me, and I think it's like a really cool idea. It's like you basically take washing soda, which we had talked about last week, but you find washing soda in not last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In our laundry episode.
Yeah.
You find washing soda in like your grocery store or your hardware store, and it's in a big yellow box made by Arm & Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take washing soda, 1/2 cup of washing soda, and 1/2 cup of hydrogen peroxide, just the stuff you get from like your pharmacy.
Right. To clean out your sore gums.
Is that what you do?
I don't. Yeah. My mom used to use it on canker sores. Just swish it around your mouth and clean
That
stuff out.
sounds horrible, but
don't swallow it. You just swish.
Right. Yeah. So throw both those things in. I think it says we'll link to the DIY thing if you want to. So you can like make your own, which is a cool idea. But then I was like, wait, because I tried this actually like a year ago when I first was researching this.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of figured out that it isn't actually cost effective to use hydrogen peroxide because you're using 1/2 cup.
Yeah, that's like 1/2 a bottle.
Well, it's actually, let me do the math, 1/8 of a bottle.
Okay.
But I did the math and it's like about the same price as just getting OxyClean.
Oh. Okay.
So, because it's like a 32-ounce bottle costs $1 of hydrogen peroxide, but that only does 8 loads. And so you're having to like load up on all these bottles. And that's why I stopped using it because I was like, this isn't really worth it.
And they're plastic bottles. It's like you're
exactly
contributing to,
Yes. So I'm not totally convinced that that's really worth it, but you can try it if you want. So green bleach, one caveat, it definitely removes color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize this, but the one that I got, I soaked my former reusable sponges, which you're talking about next week.
Yeah.
I soaked them overnight and they were green and then they became yellow. So
I mean, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it was
Unless
fine.
your mother-in-law comes and is like, oh my God, your sponges.
Sponges. How dare you? Luckily, I have a very amazing mother-in-law who would never judge me for my sponges. But
good. Thank God.
So just FYI, you have to be a little bit conscious of when you're putting it in your cycle, where you're putting it, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But it is a little bit more expensive because chlorine bleach costs about $1.50, $1.67 per pound. This is a little bit less than $3 per pound if you're going the OxyClean route.
Okay.
And we're going to link to the good one. I'll link to the OxyClean that like is well rated and everything. So if you want to go that route, but then it can go up to $13 per pound for the fancy Charlie's soap. So that's a brand that I found, and it's about $13 per pound, which is a heck of a lot more. Yeah. So I would recommend not going that route because I don't really think the price is worth it for hydrogen peroxide, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's only for laundry, right? You can't use it on your shower.
Actually, oxygen bleach, you can use it for lots of things. You could try that. Try that on your shower.
Yeah, maybe I should.
I don't know if it works on mold, but I would try. I mean, I'm guessing that's what the shower issue is because they just get like mildewed or whatever. But
yeah, it's just old caulking that gets.
Yeah, try it because I know a lot of people use it for cleaning.
Okay.
One thing I didn't realize either is that liquid bleach, so chlorine bleach, oxy bleach, whatever kind, if it's liquid form, it only lasts 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Which I've definitely had mine longer and I still use it, but powdered bleach lasts up to 2 years. So if you're going that route of like, you don't use it that often, like I don't, green bleach might be more cost effective because of that.
Got it.
So did it work is the question.
Yes.
So I tested it. Did you test it?
No. I don't bleach it. I don't bleach my clothes.
Yeah, I don't either. So I tried it for stain removal on what the hell happened? Oh God. This is actually the perfect week for it because Charlie my daughter, was trying to grab bubbles that were open. She's 2.
Mhm.
And so I went to grab the bubbles, and then she also kicked my entire venti Starbucks coffee
Oh,
over onto the
no.
rug.
Mhm.
So we had a lot of coffee stained rags, needless to say. So I was like, oh, the perfect opportunity, even though I'm like crying about my coffee being gone, but perfect opportunity to try out this green bleach to get the coffee out. So I looked it up and tried to figure out where the hell I am supposed to put this bleach into my, because I have a top loading machine and it depends, blah, 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 blah. So I like put it in the regular powder thingy and then put
Yeah.
it on soak, which is what it said to do. I think it was the spruce that told me how to do this because you're supposed to soak it, but I have no idea if the actual green bleach was in the laundry while it was soaking
Right.
because I don't have a pre-soak little dispenser thing.
Yeah.
So unclear, but it only kind of worked.
Okay.
So I feel like this experiment can't really tell you whether or not. I think if I had just soaked it in, I should have just soaked it in like a bucket, but
Yeah.
I was being lazy. So I think it can work. It's just this time it only kind of worked, and luckily I didn't really care about the rags, but
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're supposed to test on, right? Is rags. But
right. This is actually not a rag, it was a kitchen towel, but I guess I don't care about those either. So.
it's a rag now. You've been demoted.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, to be honest, but I do think it's worth kind of experimenting with. So
Yeah.
I'm going to keep using it.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Give it a whirl.
Yeah. So I think try it on your shower. I'm really curious.
Yeah. I'll get some and try it.
I know people use it for cleaning. And that's the other nice thing about this type of thing. I mean, you can use chlorine bleach for cleaning too, but it's so gross. It's
Yeah, it
like,
just stinks.
yeah, just such a heavy
It
smell.
gives me a headache. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's never a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now sun bleaching. You want to hear
Ooh,
about sun
I
bleaching?
do. It makes me feel like I'm going to the beach.
Right? You're just gonna go sun bleach your skin. So this is a real quick, just final thing, but it works best in summer, obviously. But sun bleaching is using the sun to get stains out of your clothes.
Okay.
That's all it is. So back when I was doing this research, my daughter was wearing cloth diapers. I have since given up on those.
My mother, same thing. She's like, I just can't.
Yeah, no comment. But so even after they're washed, they get pretty stained. Go figure.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did when I was experimenting with sun bleaching, because I was like, I don't believe that this is actually going to work. But what I did was I washed it, and while it was still wet, before it dried, I put it out in the sun. So it was a very sunny day. It was probably in the summer, complete full sun for probably 4+ hours. And there was 0 stain left.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
I mean, okay, given what it has done to my couch cushions on my outside furniture,
Exactly.
yes, I can, but I wouldn't expect it to be that quick.
I know.
So does the making it wet make it like more effective?
I think so. And I think it may have been because it's hard to say, but I do think the wetness helps. And I know that if you dry clothes, the stains are more likely to set.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that it was like stained for multiple weeks, but I think maybe the stain hadn't fully set or something, but that's not true because it was gross.
It was
but-
in there.
So I don't know if it's like makes it, I don't know why, honestly, but I do know I did read that it should be wet because that makes it more effective. But you can
Okay.
also add half a cup of lemon juice to your laundry.
Yes, citrus for some reason. Yeah, it does.
Yes,
If you want to put blonde streaks in your hair too, they
exactly. Back in the day, that was all the rage.
say. Gross.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you can add lemon juice or just have a spray bottle of lemon juice and just spray it directly onto the clothes and it helps. So it's supposed to help get the stains out. So if they're really bad.
So interesting.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
We have a whole show on what lemons can do.
Yeah, seriously though, for real. But then I tried to sun bleach blood because my dog, I had mentioned that she gets our sheets disgusting because oh Lord, just like a human has a period. She's
not fixed?
She is twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
She just keeps going.
She's like, my body's not giving up. I don't know what it was. They botched the spay job. We did it again. They cut her open and she still like once every 6 months has a period. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah. if anybody else is dealing with this, Jesus help me. It's fine. But the blood did not come out at all.
Oh, really?
No, not at all.
Oh.
So it must depend on the thing that you're trying to get out. So baby poop, yeah.
Baby poop, yes. Dog blood, no.
Dog blood. For those times when you need dog blood out.
Yeah.
No, I did. So, I mean, this is basically the same idea as like hanging your laundry out to dry, which my aunt does this with pretty much all of her clothes. I don't think she ever uses, and her towels and everything. Maybe in the winter, obviously, but it's a years old tradition that says whites get whiter, and I believe it. I believe in the sun, the power of the sun.
Well, and it is antibacterial.
Yes, it is. So that's really exciting. So anything smelly, like anything that smells bad, the sun will take care of it.
My dog bed, I throw it outside for a day and just let it.
Yeah, it's great. And that's why the winter's so smelly. And now I know.
Thanks.
But I want to get a clothesline. I don't know if I actually will, but I want to. I mean, I could like throw it over a bush. I use my my deck, just the railing, but
but then you're just kind of like, what's on the railing?
Yeah, bird poop for sure.
Yeah.
And something interesting I found, this was from oldandineresting.com, our new friend. So in the 1800s, there was a profession called a whitester.
A whitester?
A whitester. Okay. And I think they just used the sun to get your clothes and your sheets and whatnot really, really white.
Do they have like a special deal with the sun?
Probably.
Like, hey, Soul, come over here. Our son is named Soul. That's why I call it solar.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know.
Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. Yeah. Please shine down on me because I need to make some moolah, right?
I need to whiten things.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then obviously it's free except for your time.
Right.
It can take several times and several hours to get out really bad stains. And it won't work at all for blood, and probably other things like cherry juice, maybe. Who knows?
What about avocado?
I don't know. I should try it. The freaking avocado. I have a feeling it won't just because avocado is my nemesis, but it's hard to say.
What if it does and you can go back to your therapist and be like, I found a solution?
Right. Oh my God. I solved all my problems with the sun. All right. So each episode, we rate each of these products or whatever we're talking about from 1 to 5 granolas, because the crunchier the better, because obviously you want crunchy granola. So for green bleach, I'm rating it a 4 crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty good. Like, I think it's worth it especially because it's unclear to me if home consumption even creates dioxins.
Yeah.
And then I would say like there's enough evidence that chlorine bleach ain't great for water.
Yeah.
Right. If anybody knows anything more, because I really had a hard time with this one. The research is just so split on this.
Yeah.
But if you're going to use green bleach, find a cheap option or use hydrogen peroxide, because what it's made of ain't worth $15 a pound or whatever the hell they were trying to sell it for.
Right.
So, and then my rating for sun bleaching is break your tooth off, because it is so crunchy, you are going to be toothless. It's so good and it's so, so free.
I love it.
With that said, what are we talking about next week?
Well, we'll be taking you into the wonderful world of reusable sponges, which you already started on slightly.
Well, my job of destroying my sponges, but yeah.
Well, not destroying, just different coloring.
Well, yeah.
Dyeing.
Exactly. Yeah. Tie-dyeing.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, cool. Tiffany. I learned a lot.
You're welcome.
Maybe I'll try. I should sun bleach my shower. See what happens.
Sun bleach your shower.
Just take the roof off.
That would be ideal. Those people who have outdoor showers know what's up.
Exactly. No mildew there, I tell you what.
Yeah, for real. Unless you're in like a jungle and then you probably don't have much sun.
Yeah. Well, please subscribe. Subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, hit the subscribe button or the follow button wherever you listen to your podcast so you can get notified. And you can also, this is what I do with podcasts that I love. I have them automatically download onto my phone. So when I'm driving, I don't have to worry about downloading and using up my data. So they're just already there and I can just listen to them as I go.
Perfect.
Yeah. We will include all of our sources in the show notes and let us know if you have any questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Tiff.
Thanks, Kat.
Talk to you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.